Hi, I'm Josh. And welcome to our vlog. Today, we're going to dive into the world of musicals. Jonah, Judy.
Now we will tell you the story of Alexander Hamilton, a founding father and first U.S. Secretary of Treasury Department.
And we're going to talk about the musical, 6.
Are you guys ready to choose your leading ladies?
This is Hamilton.
Hamilton the musical is written by Manuel Miranda, the same writer of the other famous musicals like In the Heights, Mary Poppins, Encanto, Mufasa, and many more. Isa rin siya sa original cast ng musical and played the role of Alexander Hamilton.
The profound impact of culture, politics, and education of the said musical was sculptured at the Richard Rodgers Theater in Broadway. In the June 2016, with the original cast, the musical is still available to watch live on Broadway until this day with a new set of talented theater actor and singer. So, what does Act 1 contain? According to the Act 1 of the musical, Alexander Hamilton is an orphan born in Scotland. He is a natural born genius, and a lot of misfortune came along the way that pushed him to write a basic, especially about the hurricane that hit their town. And this statement opened for new opportunities for him, and the town people helped him to gain funds for him to be able to study in the Midland and get a scholarship. After getting into college, she became acquainted with Aaron Burr, despite having very different views in life. They become soldier under the command of George Washington, who acknowledged Alexander's notable intelligence and chose him to be his right-hand man. But that only fueled the tension between Alexander and Burr. This is when the musical revealed that George Washington is Alexander's biological father. After their managing to win the war against the British, Alexander and Burr continued study law in the same school. As George Washington became president, she appointed Alexander to be his right-hand man, leading the Treasury Department and becoming his first secretary.
So, ang simula ng Act 2 is pinakita yung pagbabalik ni Thomas Jefferson from France back to US. And things lead from one to another hanggang si Thomas Jefferson, si James Madison, si Aaron Burr is nag-decide to dig up information na ikasisira ni Alexander. So, may nahanap sila na paglalabas niya ng pera, malaking amount ng pera, na napupunta sa pangalang James Reynolds. And when those three confront Alexander, nalaman nila na binablockmail siya ni James Reynolds na kapag hindi siya binigyan ng pera, is sasabihin ni James Reynolds kay Eliza, sa asawa ni Alexander, na may affair si Alexander at yung asawa ni James Reynolds. Yes, may intimate relationship. Yes, nag-cheat si Alexander. So, ayun, in fear of tainting his name, para ma-clear yung name niya, nag-produce siya ng statement, naglabas siya ng statement called the Reynolds Pamphlet. And that statement caused a big issue to his family, Alexander's family, hanggang sa yun yung naging cause ng pagkamatay ni Philip. Ayun, dahil sa pagluluksa nila, they move uptown, and Alexander took that opportunity para humingi siya ng patawad kay Eliza. Then, nung nakabalik na sila ng New York,
Can we get back to politics? Please, yo.
naglalaban na si Thomas Jefferson and si Aaron Burr sa president. Since the vote seems tied, people ask for the opinion of Alexander, and Alexander promotes Jefferson. That caused him to win, hindi si Burr. So ayun, Burr, blinded by anger, na hanggang sa napatay niya si Alexander. In the last song, which is called Who Lives, Who Dies, Who Tells Your Story, pertaining to Burr, who lives, Alexander, who dies, and Eliza, who tells their story. Nag-reveal that Eliza is in the first
Who tells your story?
nunnery. Joined the gospel choir. Our riffs were on fire. At the top of the charts is where I'm gonna stay.
Henry sent me a poem all about my green sleeves. I changed a couple words, put it on a sick beat.
The song blew their minds. Next minute I was signed,
And now I'm writing lyrics for Shake's EP. Since my first son, our family's grown. We've made a band and got quite well known.
They have come together as a band to stage a pop concert and invite the audience to hear their stories. They cannot decide who should be the lead singer, so they initiate a competition or a singing battle to see who suffered the most as queen. Each wife believes that they had it toughest and they belittle each other's attempt to prove their hardship. However, they become frustrated that their place in history is defined by one man. Together, they decide to pick up a pen and a microphone and rewrite their own stories. They are more than a rhyme, more than a wife, and much more than one king could handle.
Catherine of Aragon was born near Madrid, Spain. At the age of 15, she met Arthur and they married on November 10, 1501. Makalipas lamang ng ilang buwan nung sila ikinakasal, si Arthur ay nagkaroon ng sakit na tinatawag nilang sweating sickness at sa ang palad ay siya'y namatay. Ngayong widow na si Catherine, nabetro siya sa kapatid ni Arthur na si Henry VIII. And during their marriage, Catherine was pregnant 7 times. But only one survives into adulthood, a girl named Mary.
Year 1525, noong mag-umpisang mahulog ang loob ni Henry VIII kay Anne Boleyn, one of the ladies-in-waiting ni Catherine, which means one of the servants. Since hindi nga mabigyan ni Catherine ng male heir si Henry VIII, ay inassume nito na malas ang kanilang kasal. Sa sobrang obsessed ni Henry VIII kay Anne Boleyn, ay gumawa siya ng isang paraan para ma-divorce kay Catherine at pakasalan si Anne. Sinuggest pa nga ni Henry na pumasok siya sa kumbento, which she replied, and I quote, "God never called me to a nunnery. I'm the king's true and legitimate wife."
Eventually, nagsucceed si Henry VIII na ma-divorce siya, and after nun kung saan-saang kasal na siya tumira hanggang sa nag-stay siya sa Kimbolton Palace, where she lived a religious life. And lumalabas lamang sa kanyang silid kapag a-attend ng misa. She died on January 7, 1536. Hanggang sa mamatay siya, Catherine was adamant that despite being divorced by Henry, she was the rightful queen and the only rightful queen of England.
Meanwhile, sa musical version ng history na ito, Catherine of Aragon was portrayed as fun and sassy but bitter about the divorce. Yung belief niyang siya lang yung only and true wife ni Henry VIII ay nag-reflect sa solo song niya na No Way, in which may line roon na, "You made me your wife so I'll be queen till the end of my life."
Isa pa sa nilalaman ng kanta na ito ay ang pinupunto niyang wala naman siyang ginawa, kaya bakit gustong makipag-divorce ni Henry at gustong pakasalan si Anne. In the sixth musical, her ideal happy ending was interestingly enough. Pumasok siya ng kumbento na kung saan sumali siya sa gospel.
Kaya si Catherine of Aragon yung napili namin sa 6 wives of Henry VIII, it's because of her attributes. She was intelligent, a respected ruler, and was devoted to her husband in her Catholic faith. Isa rin siyang diplomat at chief advisor ni Henry, na kung saan isa siya sa mga pinagkakatiwalaang magbigay ng opinion o suggestion dito, at kaya niya rin mamuno ng isang kaharian at sumabak sa isang gera.
Did we awake and get excited? Minsan na natin narinig ang mga katapat, don't let your past go back. Pero, kung natin nalimutan na we are made from the wrong practice.
The history becomes a stepping stone.
Let the past show the present. And let the present hold your future.
Don't forget to follow, subscribe, and let us know in the comment what we should also do next. Thank you for watching.
Bye!